My family comes from Iraq, and when we came to Germany, I was 5 years old, and we came to Germany because of the war, because it was just not safe anymore for us. I didn't understand where we were going. They didn't tell me anything because of the police. It was just too dangerous. When we came to Germany, there were no help organizations for refugees. They just put me in the kindergarten. And I was really afraid because I was desperate for my family. I was with people, I didn't understand their language, and I didn't know where I was. So I went to the school without knowing any German word, without anything about the system. How is it working? I didn't understand anything, but I was stubborn. I learned German because I read many German books. I watched a lot of German TV, and by time I learned to speak German, my grades became better because the only thing that made my grades bad was my language. I was fully integrated in my class with my school. I had friends. They came over to us, to our house. I went over to them. It was just everything perfect. And then we had to move. We moved to Stuttgart and everything changed.
2014 and 2015, we received many immigrants to Germany. And I was engaging with many of those young immigrants. And we came to a problem. Many of those young immigrants, after they get the asylum seeker status and they officially live in the country, they were facing a problem to get a flat, to get a place to live. We came together in the village where I live, Krontal, with some people who are voluntarily, and we said, well, what could we do for those young people? And many of those young people, when they come under age, the government take care of them, of everything. And when they become 18, they just leave them out. So that's why we said, well, what could we do to take care of those young people who are over 18? Yeah? And then we came very quick with the idea of renting a flat with many rooms inside.
We started in 2016 mainly with people from Syria and Afghanistan. Then in 2018 it switched to African countries. Our first aim, and also my first aim, was that we rent them a home. All of them come from cultures where family is a big thing. And so our aim is to be a kind of German family for them. And at the moment we have 14 places to live here. We plan for them for the first year that they feel well with us, that they learn where they are, they learn the language very well, and in the second year we develop with them a plan for their life, so that they find out what they could do in their future in Germany, and then we look after a job for them, and so they start their future with us, and then they leave and go on in their lives.
And through that, those young people started to learn the ethics of working in Germany, because it's also a culture for itself. And we thought if in the future they will have to work somewhere, they need to start somehow. We looked for a place around our area and we called those people, can they come and make an internship? Just to work. And all of our young people who went and did this internship, car mechanic or a carpenter or at the university, all of them succeeded. So the project that we have is not only something that is helping the immigrants, it's also helping the society. To show the society integration can work. It is a hard work, but it is not impossible.
I think at first they have to settle down, and that means that they also can deal with their past. Most of them really suffered sorrow in their past.
We once saw that there was a boat. There was a boat which went first before we go. They didn't make it. So people had the news that their boat was collapsed in the river. And people start crying because you never know what's next for you. They push us in the night. So we enter in the river. We just go just like how many kilometers, like we enter in the Mediterranean Sea. So we spend like almost a day in the sea. So we enter, there was the boat, I think it was from Scotland, I think. So they take us to Italy first.
They speak about horrible moments. For example, one told me that he sat in the boat on the Mediterranean with other people around him sitting, and dark night, and people sitting next to him fell down in the water and he didn't see them again. And he cannot forget that. Another one told me that he had to go through the desert for 1 week, and he went by in a caravan, which went very fast. I did not know that they go so fast, and they had to sit and hold themselves close so that they did not fall down. This is the main problem, that they faced death that intensively that they cannot forget it. And they tell us if they get quiet, if they get alone, they start thinking about those experiences and cannot forget them.
So the day I was going, I was very lucky because the train stopped there, but the police don't enter the place I was. They enter the front, but they don't enter the back side, and I was in the back side. I said, okay, maybe today's my day. So they go out, then the train gone. So I go until Lugano. I have to change train now, Lugano, to go to Basel. There was a train from Basel going to Freiburg. I enter in the train. The time I enter in the train, I go to the toilet. So I was trying to observe. So the train go to until Freiburg. I know now we are in Germany now. So I go out from the toilet, then I sit. So from Freiburg, I think I go from Freiburg I come to Stuttgart. So I was there, then for meantime, I sleep there just like 1 day. Now they take my fingerprint, they take my name and other stuff. They take my height. I will stay in Sigmaringen. I stayed there for almost 8 months. People were trying to help me, but I don't have the opportunity to go to school. So I cannot speak the language. So one of my friends told me, I told him, there is one house. He told me this place. Like, they help people for interrogate. So they take you to school, you have to learn the language and other stuff. Okay. I said, yeah, it's okay. That is one of my friends, her name is Lum. I thought, okay, that's a good idea then. Then I have to try it. So I come here, I switch with Monica and Stefan and Mahia. So they explain me the rules and the regulation of the house here, what to do and other stuff. They told me, okay, here, if you come here, it's like a train, we can help you for you to go further.
I saw the increase of immigration in my school and also around other schools. Our main issue of immigration is that the children has to learn the German language as fast as possible. Yeah? And I think this is the key, in my opinion.
So integration is not assimilation, but also is not a parallel structure. So what is integration? For me as an immigrant, integration means for me to find my place in the society. I need someone to tell me 2 things. To tell me what are my duties as a citizen in Germany and what are my rights. And I can only demand my rights when I fulfill my duties. I'm very skeptic about the way that the German government have been dealing with the issue of integration. If you see these integration courses, they teach us the language, which is good, but we need to tackle the issue of culture.
To be honest, I never experienced discrimination from any German people. No direct discrimination. I experienced discrimination from my own people from Middle East, because they are Muslims and didn't understand how somebody who is from the Middle East could be Christian. So my whole life in school, I was bullied because I was a Christian from Middle East, from people that all were from Middle East. So Germans, I think, don't really discriminate refugees. If they see that they are really willing to live here in Germany, that they are respecting the law here in Germany, trying to find the workplace, or try to accept the religion here in Germany. Some nationalities have it easier to integrate here in Germany because their mindset is a little bit like this of the Germans. But people from the Middle East, they have a completely different mindset, and that makes it a little bit difficult to integrate here. And there's another point. Christian Middle Eastern people are nearly to the mindset of the Germans than Muslim Middle Eastern people. The religion makes the whole mindset of these people.
I'm a Muslim. Our parents, like the way they teach us, no matter what, you have to. If you are a Muslim, you have to concentrate in your region. You have to pray 5 times in a day. So I don't know how to say it, but your region, it must be the #1 priority before anything else. We know about that, but like I said, our region is our #1 priority. The rest, you know what to do, but you have to respect your region no matter what. That's the way they teach us. That's the way we grow.
Many people, or the government especially, they underestimate the role of religion. We come with a total different set of beliefs, value system, and a culture. And the people that they think integration will happen is just a matter of time, those people are misleading themselves and misleading the whole society. It is irresponsible, just to open the countries and to say you are welcome. Like in our Arabic language, when you say welcome, the word welcome, there are 2 words. It is ahlan wa sahlan. The first phrase, ahlan, means a family. And sahlan, this means like where the animals eat the grass. So like in the nomadic setup, all what you need a family, and you need a place where your animal would eat grass. So that when we come, we say ahlan wa sahlan, we understand, we are part of that, and you have to provide for us. And then when you say to me, you are welcome, you're not only welcoming me, you're welcoming my family, my friends, and then I bring everybody home. So this is the first misconception. So it is totally irresponsible to say you come, but you're not telling me, what is awaiting for me. So you cannot say to me, well, welcome, and then later on, you will be surprised.
I think for the refugees, our values, for example, honesty, for example, reliability, or also living in a democracy. These kind of values I think are important for them also to accept and to live in. And also most of the refugees, they come from a very formative culture. They grew up in a culture, for example, where women haven't got the same value as men.
Their encounter with female persons in Germany or in Saatkorn-Projekt is always our first encounter between them and me. I run the daily life in Saatkorn-Projekt, and I am the person who decides at the end, can he join us or not? And and we had a trick. Our Arabian staff member always calls me chief. He doesn't call my name, but he always calls me chief. And all of them hear that, and they do it the same way. And so they learn that also a woman can be the chief. We spoke with them about difference between West and their home countries, how women are dealt with. And I asked them if they think about having a German girlfriend. And all of them said, yes, of course, then we can stay here if we marry a German woman. And then I asked, can you think about beating her if she doesn't follow your words? And all of them said, yes, of course. And then I said them, so please think about that she will beat back you.
It is very important to see that, you cannot resolve conflicts by violence. The second thing that we need to know, equality, that men and women, they have the same dignity. You find a woman walking on the street in the midst of the night and nobody's accompanying her, but they take advantage of that. That's why women get attacked. We need also to know that the European countries are governed by law. In our countries, we're governed by tribes, we're governed by clans, we're governed by religion, we're governed by so many things. So like in Sudan, for instance, it doesn't matter who you are or what you're doing. It always matters where you come from. So you come from a bigger family, influential family, you will be automatically above the law. We should know before we come to Europe, everybody is under the law. The politicians, everybody is under the law. The European society is a society that built on truth. And sometimes when people tell us the truth directly in our face, we get offended, because we come from a shame-oriented culture, where you don't confront people, where you don't name things by name. In our culture, we say often yes, but we mean no, because we come from a shame-oriented culture where honor plays a very, 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 very big role. And so many of the immigrants, they got shocked because they cannot control their girls when they're 18 years old. They cannot just chain them at home. And then they think, oh, they're bringing a lots of shame to us.
Well, as Western people, you're seeing the good in Middle Eastern refugees because it's your way of thinking. You think these poor people, they come to Germany because of war, because of anything else, and they need help, so we need to integrate them, we need to help them, we need to support them. And it's very beautiful thinking. I totally agree and support this thinking. But Western people need to know that Middle Eastern people, especially Muslims, don't think very good about Western people. They will smile in your face, and behind your back they will talk about you. That's just the mentality.
I think the role of religion is a big issue in immigration problems. Or sometimes they want to stay with in their Islamic background. And the problem is, I think, then that maybe so we get a second cultural society, and I think this brings us problems. Sometimes I think it can be an obstacle to integrate because the Islamic culture is it's such a different culture to our society, to our Christian society. So sometimes I think religion is an obstacle to immigrate.
Europe is actually emerged out of this Judeo-Christian faith. And this is what people on the right, they need to understand. To act only out of fear is not going to help us. our message will be to the Muslims, that our picture of a God, and this God is love. We believe in a God who does not need people to defend him. We believe in a God that he will not send anybody to kill anyone.
We recognize that they take their religion much more serious than we Germans. And so we start talking about this with them right from the beginning. We tell them Saatkorn is built up on the Christian values, and this is our measure. And they have to accept that, and if they can't do that, they should better not come. But when they are here, we see that we have Hindus, we have Muslims from the different groups, Muslim groups, and we tell them always in our buildings there will be no war. We speak about conflicts, we sit together and we discuss it and find solutions so that everybody can live with it. They can live their religion, and we together build a new culture, kind of mixed up with elements from their cultures and of course mainly a German culture, because they live here now. And for me it's important that they can live in between Germany and feel well there, but also do not forget the values of their own culture. And so that they can, we want them to build up a new identity. One normal question they ask us is, why do you do all that for us? And our only answer is, because God loves us, we love you and want that your lives will become good. And this is very impressive for them, because we don't earn money through this work, and they begin to see the difference between the Muslim religion and the Christian religion. Sometimes I think the government should go the same way and plant Saatkorn in each town so that much more refugees could be helped that way. Because at the end, they are more useful as German citizens and their lives could become much more stable.
So like in many of those integration courses, you learn actually only the theoretical lessons. Many foreigners sit in these integration courses not because they want. They sit there because if they don't do that, the social system is not going to give them money. So it is very easy to sit there 600 hours, every day. And I mean, this does not mean that I learn anything. And that's why I'm proposing that we need to have a practical side of it. And this practical side of it, I spell it this way. We should get engaged in voluntary work. This means if I go to the language school in the morning, and in the evening in my village, I will volunteer, say like in an elderly home, serve elderly home people. There I would practice my language in a better way. It will be totally wrong of us to see the immigration issue only as a problem. There is a lots of good side of it. We need to speak about that things because there are so many people in Europe who are very naive.
Yeah, my future is that I want to stay here, so like make house building, like work in a restaurant, or baker. Baker is to make bread and other stuff. But since now I have more experience making noodles, like this other stuff, because now I'm long here now. So I prefer to do restaurant. I prefer to work in a restaurant. Maybe to make noodles or to make other stuff. So that's what I want. So I want to build here my future. It depends. They allow me to stay here. So that's what I want now. It's very important for you to go to school, for you to communicate with people. If you're going to communicate with people, you're going to go. So you have to speak the language.
You should never underestimate the power of language. Because if you don't speak the language of the country you're in, you don't have the chance to integrate. Because you cannot communicate with people. You cannot work anywhere. You cannot go shopping without speaking the language. So the language is the most important thing if you want to integrate or immigrate to any country.
So these people also encourage me for those stuffs, you know. They told me you have to force, you have to go to school and you have to pass. Because since I passed, they told me, okay, you are very good. So if you go further, then you can have more in the better future.